up, Blockchain Nation? What up, YouTube? Thank you for taking time to watch this video. So today I just want to talk briefly about MakerDAO, specifically on the changes that are happening, how Maker is moving from single collateral DAI to multi-collateral DAI. So what is Maker? Maker is a smart contract platform on Ethereum that stabilizes the value of the DAI, or in this case, multi-collateral DAI stablecoin, through some autonomous feedback mechanisms, through smart contracts, and through some external actors called Oracle. So basically, it's a whole system that helps to stabilize the DAI stablecoin. Now, why is that important? So cryptocurrencies are arguably, as of the time I'm recording this video, extremely volatile. So even though Bitcoin is a great asset, even though Bitcoin has layer 2 solutions on top of it, like the Lightning Network that allows us to do micropayments and make very, very fast transactions, because Bitcoin can only do 7 transactions per second, but through platforms, layer 2 platforms that are built on top of Bitcoin, like the Lightning Network, that allows us to do more transactions or faster, more transactions per second with Bitcoin. Anyway, so the argument came up to come up with a concept called a stable coin, which is a coin that doesn't fluctuate so much, a coin that still has the attributes of cryptocurrencies, which means they're divisible, they're fungible, they're unit of value, they're sort of accounts, they are not subject to so much inflation, neither can they be printed by a central authority. So the stable coin concept emerged. There are different kinds of stable coins. There are stable coins that are backed by fiat currencies, like Tether and a few others, but there are some stable coins that are backed by crypto assets like Maker. Now, before November, I believe, we checked the actual date, November 2019, I believe, or what was the actual date? I guess we can see this here. Yeah, it was November 2019. We'll get into this. Maker could only be created by staking Ethereum. So you would enter into a smart contract, you would stake, you will have to have Ethereum, you put up that Ethereum as collateral, and that will allow you to buy DAI. Now, as long as the value of Ethereum did not go down, you were good. But if the price of Ethereum suddenly crashed, then the contract will liquidate your position, depending on what the stability fee is and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll put a link below of the video extensively where I talked about how this works for single collateral DAI. Now, the Maker Foundation has come up with something called the multi-collateral DAI, which means as opposed to just staking Ethereum, you can also stake other currencies as well. So we'll just go here to coinmarketcap.com. At the time I'm recording this video, let's look for SCI. SCI is an acronym for, well, basically for single collateral DAI. So at the time I'm recording this, we have single collateral DAI, which will eventually become multi-collateral DAI. So for details on the upgrade from single collateral DAI to multi-collateral DAI, click here. So before we go there, let's just go back to CoinMarketCap and then just search for DAI. Let's DAI. DAI. Search for DAI. So where you see DAI is for multi-collateral DAI. So you can see the market cap, you can see the volume, you can see the circulating supply, and you can see the total supply. And so you can see the market pairs, you can see different information about this. So currently it's, like I said, it's stable. It's a stable coin, so it's stable against the United States dollar. So it's $1 or 1.01. The time I'm recording this, total supply is 442 million DAI. It doesn't have a max cap. Its all-time low was 0.94 US dollars, which is interesting. And as you can see, it's not as volatile as other cryptocurrencies, where, like, as the time I'm recording this, Bitcoin is $11,000, man, which is interesting, and it fluctuates that way. So this is multi-collateral DAI. So I believe at the time I'm recording this, that means this migration should have been complete. So this gives the timeline as of November 2019. So this should be complete. The complete Maker protocol upgrade from single collateral DAI to multi-collateral DAI will involve a series of events over time, starting with the MCD launch and completing the SCD shutdown. So I think it should be shut down by now. To ensure a smooth transition from single collateral DAI to multi-collateral DAI, we've created an upgrade timeline. So here we go. November 18th, November 18th, December. So November 18th to December 2nd, non-custodial exchanges enable DAI trading. So upgrade step 1, upgrade step 2, upgrade side tokens to DAI. So anything that is single collateral DAI will probably move to multi-collateral DAI. CDP is a smart contract. It's called the collateralized debt position. So upgrade CDPs to Maker vaults via the migration portal. So if you have a single collateral DAI in a smart contract, this will eventually be liquidated and deposited to a multi-collateral DAI smart CDP. So more details here, you can check that out. So let's go to the Maker website and let's look at their products. So they have different products. We have Oasis. You can trade, borrow, save with DAI. You can upgrade your DAI, making CDPs, and then governance. Governance basically is the Maker coin. So if we check what the Maker coin is, let's just go to CoinMarketCap and find Maker. Here we go, Maker. So Maker is governance. So for people who are interested or who are very, very invested in the ecosystem, let's say I own a lot of DAI. Wonderful thing about these decentralized platforms is it's not a central authority that's able to say, hey, I call the shots. You can also participate in the ecosystem by buying Maker. So Maker allows you to make votes on the DAI platform. So you can say, hey, you can argue or say this is what there will be a vote on what the stability fee should be, as well as other things. So to show your investment, to show how you're invested in the platform, you can buy Maker, and then you can begin to vote on certain proposals on the Maker platform. And so you're protecting your investment, unlike how the Federal Reserve Bank in the United States or central banks around the world get to determine what the interest rates will be. With Maker, is a different platform, it's decentralized. So the good thing is that if you buy the token, the Maker token, you can begin to have some governance over the Maker ecosystem, which is very powerful and puts some control back in the hands of people who are involved in the ecosystem, as opposed to how it is now that you have no idea what your currency or what your portfolio will be tomorrow in traditional finance. So that's just by the way. So let's look at Oasis. Oasis allows you has different products. So let's look at them, maybe just one. So you can place trades in the marketplace. You can borrow, you lock your DAI as collateral. You can lock your tokens as collateral to generate DAI, or you can earn savings with your DAI by locking it into an Oasis save. This is kind of like how Compound works. So Compound is a platform where, and I've done a video of this already, as opposed to keeping all your cryptocurrencies in your wallet, which doesn't accrue interest, you can actually have interest that accrues on savings, or you can actually have interest that accrues on your crypto portfolio, your crypto assets. So if you want to borrow DAI, now that we have Maker collateral DAI, I've logged into the system with my MetaMask. So I'm connected via my MetaMask, which is just pretty much a browser extension. So open your first vault to generate some DAI. You can see get started. And here's a powerful thing. So if you watch my previous video, all we could just do was we had ETH in our wallet. So as you can see, I have zero balance on my Ether or BAT, which is a basic attention token. I can also use my BAT to secure and lock and get DAI. So how the system works is you stake your collateral, which will be a cryptocurrency like Ethereum or BAT or USDC, and then you use that to generate DAI, and it works that way. So you can click on ETH. You can say continue. I don't have any, so I can set up your vault for easy management. I can say setup, wait for confirmation. It goes to my MetaMask, and then voila, alert insufficient funds. I don't have any money, so I can do this. Set no proxy cancelled. But probably I can finish this without loading up my Ethereum wallet. So I'll have to go to Coinbase to load up my Ethereum wallet, but I would say sign in. Then I could sign in. It's two-factor authentication to my cell phone, which is a long process, but I won't bore you with all the details. So these are the different currencies or different crypto assets that you can use to stake just to buy DAI. So you can use the previous video I did on single collateral DAI. It's kind of similar in some ways, and then you can do that. So generate DAI, you manage your vault, you generate DAI by the time you secure your crypto assets. So that's one way. Let's close this. That's one aspect of it. So let's go back to the Maker platform. You can borrow, you can save. That's just the overview. So I'm just going to close this. Let's look at another product. Go to products, and I can let's go back to products. Have we seen Oasis? 1 second. Trade, borrow, and save using DAI. So I can also trade. I can save with DAI as well. Still the same concept. Start earning 0.0% on your DAI today. So on my wallet balances, if I have some DAI, if I have some ETH or some Ether, I can get interest on my DAI. So I can buy DAI by using the previous platform, and then once I bought DAI and have a DAI balance, I can begin to earn interest on my DAI. So you deploy your proxy, set up an allowance, and the likes. This also requires to go to my MetaMask. I have to form my wallet, but I'm not going through all that whole process for this. But this is just to show you. I'm not going to go into the weeds today, just to give it a high overview of how this works. You can also migrate and upgrade. You can connect to your wallet. So you can move your DAI and your CDP. So this is for people who already have a smart contract. A CDP is a smart contract, and you have some DAI, which is basically your single collateral DAI, and you want to upgrade to multi-collateral DAI, which you already have CDPs that are outstanding. So that's what that is for. And then of course, these are the different products you have. You have your ecosystem, explore apps using DAI. We have OKEx, which is to buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more of the world's largest spot and future cryptocurrency exchange. You have Oasis, which we just saw. We have Migrate. You have the SCD portal, manage deposition of collateral and generation of PSI. So you can manage all your single collateral DAI. PSI is for single collateral DAI, and you can move it to your multi-collateral DAI. So governance, what I mentioned before, if you have some maker tokens, you can go to the governance portal. Then once again, it's going to try and go this. I'm just going to reject this, but this is not going to work because you have to have maker. So you have to buy this maker token. It's $637 now. And based on the maker token, you can vote. I don't have any account set up. And then you can begin to vote on different proposals. So yeah, there we go. That's fine. Welcome to governance portal. Before you can start voting, you need to set up a voting contract, which you will set up. You should set this up to connect to your MetaMask, but you have to have maker in order to vote. So you increase the ETH. So for example, this is to increase the ETH debt ceiling to 420 million. So you can vote for this proposal to increase the debt ceiling from 340 million to 420. This is the amount of maker that's already in support of this. You can vote for this change. Active liquidations, multiple active liquidations 1.2, multiple other changes. Vote for this proposal to activate liquidations as well. So it's just a wonderful system in terms of the fact that imagine a Federal Reserve Bank or a central bank, and citizens of the country can actually say, hey, no, we don't want interest rates to go up. We don't want you to raise the debt ceiling. We don't want interest rates to go down. Or you can actually, the Federal Reserve Bank will come out with a proposal and say, this is what we're doing. So as opposed to the government, as opposed to the open chair committee of the Federal Reserve Bank saying, this is what we're going to do, imagine citizens having that power to be able to say, this is what we want. And that's what Maker allows. It's a decentralized system, which is very, very powerful. It keeps the control in the hands of people. So you are invested in the system. You buy, imagine you put your whole savings, I'm not saying you should, but let's say you have your entire portfolio is in DAI, for example. So you want to buy the maker token so that you can continue to make votes on the maker system to be able to say, hey, to protect your interest, protect your portfolio, which is a great concept now. So maker has gone from being just single collateral DAI, where you just have Ether, to now you can use different platforms, or you can use different crypto assets to be able to secure and buy DAI. I've always said it's one of the most powerful decentralized platforms. There's Compound, there's Maker, there are other platforms, there are other concepts in DeFi like Uniswap and so many others. But I really like Maker. I think it's a very interesting platform, and I'm going to keep on watching out for this and see how it goes. So tell me what you think about Maker. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you haven't subscribed, please just hit the subscribe button. And like I always say, my wish for you is that you learn more about cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrencies are changing and will change the world, especially this blockchain, decentralized finance space. And it's my personal opinion that those who get involved early will greatly impact the future. And if that's true, then let's go change the world.